guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to go through my 25 for 2025, how well I'm doing with it basically. We are halfway through the year, it is now July, so I thought let's check in, see how I'm getting on, how many have I read and all that stuff. Looking at my tracker in my journal here, it's not going very well. I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've only read 9 books. So I'm not even like, I know it's, you can't really go halfway of 25, but I'm not even close to being most of the way done. So I need to really pick it up in the next half of the year in reading some of these. I should be getting around to some of them, I think, but we'll see how it goes. So I just thought I'd go through the ones that I have read and kind of give you a rundown of what I think. And if you guys have read any of these books, let me know what you rated them, what you thought about them, and all that good stuff. So let's just start from the top. I believe this was the first book. Yes, it was the first book I read of this year that was on my 2025 for 2025. And it started off strong. We started off with Onyx Storm, Rebecca Yarros. I mean, we got to start really well here. Rated it 6 stars. Absolutely loved it. The cliffhanger, I mean, I love a good cliffhanger, but the fact that I have to wait now, it's just like, oh. I think I also fell in love with Riddoch even more in this, because Riddoch, even more, the banter, just the comedy of his character. I did find myself chuckling a lot with him. I didn't think I could love so much of the side characters, but I think he's becoming very much a top one for me. He's just so funny. The loathing, the self-loathing, just everything. I just loved it. I mean, how could you not? I've loved all of these books, to be fair. I think I've rated every single one 6 stars, so she's doing really well. I understand why people didn't like certain aspects, especially Violet's character. I personally didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. I understood what she was thinking, as much as sometimes I want to shake some of the characters, but it happens. So started off great, 6 stars, enjoyed this one. So that was book number 1. Some of the books I don't actually have either, so I do have the Kindle version, so I'll just do this and put the book there when I get to those ones. Actually, the next two are ones that I read on my Kindle, and that is Frost and Ambrosia. So I rated both of those 4 stars. I don't really remember much about them, if I'm honest, but I remember enjoying them, and they were good reads. They were good quick reads. I do like Sian Crawford's writing. My problem is I tend to read her books in between big books, so I do forget the story quite a lot. But I do recommend them because I wouldn't have rated them 4 stars otherwise. So I did enjoy both of those. The relationship between the main characters was great. I like the development of it. I'm trying to really think about this. I remember thinking that the development was good. It was brilliant. I don't know what else to say. I probably should have gone back and made notes, but I didn't. So we're just going to go with what I remember. So those 2, highly recommend. Do read them. I gave them 4 stars for a reason. I'm sure I'll remember after I finish recording this video what I thought of them. So there we go. After that, I read a book that I was waiting for, thinking it was the last book in the series. Turns out it's not, so now I have to wait again. But that is What Sleeps Within the Cove by Harper L. Woods. This is the Flesh and Bone series. This is book number 4. Apparently there is a book number 5. Did not realise that. Me and some of my friends actually thought this was the last one. It's not. Also left on a really good cliffhanger, but a really annoying one because I want to know what happens now. I will say though, because it's been a while since I read books 1 to 3 and then picking this one up, I did forget a little bit of what was happening, but about a third of the way through it all came back to me and I was like, oh, got it now, I remember. I mean, the love in this is really cute. The discovering who she is very interesting. kind of leads you into thinking one way and then you think another. Just her reuniting with family is good. The trials she has to go through is very interesting. I just enjoyed it. So I rated this one a 4-star as well. It didn't quite have the 5-star hit for me. I wasn't finding myself thinking about it too much when I wasn't reading it. That's always a good tell for me of how good a book is, if I'm thinking about it when I'm not able to pick it up and read it. But I did enjoy it while I was reading it, once I remembered what the story was. So about a third of the way in, I got there. 4 stars. I think a lot of people are a bit hit and miss with this one. In the first 3 books, there were sort of spelling mistakes and missing words or added random words. So I would say the editing of it maybe wasn't great. But ignoring all of that, I enjoyed her writing. I thought it was really good. I do want to read her other series. I can't remember what the series is called, but the book with the Coven. The Coven's the first book. I can't remember what the second one's called, and I don't remember what that series is called. But I do want to read that one at some point. Yeah, enjoyed it. 4 stars. Good read. I've had this on my TBR for quite a long time, this one and the rest of the books, and that is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I'm not normally a dark romance girly. I have read Hooked and now Scarred. I haven't read any of the other books yet. I have them all on my shelf. They all sat next to me on the bookshelf. I will get around to them at some point. These books for me are kind of books to read when I'm feeling I might need something a bit different, and maybe I want to try and give a dark romance a go. I am very much more down the fantasy route, so dark romance does take a little while for me to get into, especially when it's just sort of like mafia kind of romance and all that sort of stuff. But saying that, I did enjoy this one. I enjoyed Hooked and I enjoyed this one. I don't know, the characters, Tristan and what was the other? Sarah. Sarah. Anyway, it was good. Kind of a love triangle, 2 brothers. Sarah, she has one plan to try and marry the king and get rid of the faster line. It was good. I really did enjoy this one. I gave this one a 4-star as well, so considering I'm not a dark romance girly, I think that's a pretty good rating. I'm pretty sure I read it actually quite quickly. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. So I would recommend this one. I think I did try and pick up one of her other ones. I think I tried to read Wretched, and the start of that one I just couldn't get into, whether it was because I didn't think it was good as Scarred and Hooked with the entry, or I just wasn't in the mood. Probably the latter. But this one I did like. What kind of a retelling is it? Oh, I can't remember. But good anyway, so read that one. I'm so sorry my reviews are not great. As I say, my brain isn't very good at remembering every single story I've read. I am always so impressed with booktubers who can recall the story just like that of a book they maybe have read years ago. These are books I read maybe months ago and I don't remember all of them. Unless they are, like this one, a 6-star read, because then it hits me, it sticks with me. But books that aren't necessarily a 6-star read, my brain kind of pushes that out, making room for the books that I do want to remember. Does anyone else have this problem? I'm pretty sure I have seen videos of people saying that they can't remember every story. I hope you are one of them, and I hope you don't mind my reviews today or what I'm saying, because I'm just telling you what I remember. There we go. So just disclaimer there. So after that one, I then read Divine Rivals. I read this on my Kindle. I actually did the Audible for that one, an audiobook. I did have it on my Kindle though. It's been on my Kindle for a long time, and I remember getting it, I think it was on the 99p sale, thinking, oh, I'm really excited to read this one. I keep seeing people talk about it. But then the more I kept seeing, I was like, oh, I don't know now. I don't know if it's my kind of genre. I don't think it's going to be interesting to me. But then I got like a trial of, is it BookBeat? And I downloaded it. I was like, why not? Let's give it a go. Let's see. And I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was kind of obvious where the love was going to come into it, who the two characters were that were going to love each other. That was obvious. But I did enjoy the kind of little magical aspect with being in sort of like a historical setting. So a wartime zone, kind of threw you back into the 1930s, 1940s with this little magical typewriters. I thought that was really cute. And just their story as being editors, of writers for the newspaper, and their journey and what happens. And I really enjoyed them being together on this sort of journey and writing about what was happening from the front lines. And then the cliffhanger again at the end. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do need to get the second one, Ruthless Vows, but I did enjoy it in the end. And I say this might sound really mean, but I did rate it 3.75. That is a good rating for me. As I say, it was a really cute story. There just wasn't enough of a fantasy adventure element to it that I do enjoy. But for what it was and what the writer was doing, who is the writer again? I can't remember. Rebecca Ross. I think she did really, really good with it, and I'm really hopeful that Ruthless Vows gets a higher rating from me. Even if it ends up being a 4-star, that would be great. So I will at some point get around to reading that one and see how it goes. It's not on my 25 for 2025, so I don't need to worry about reading it yet. After that, I then read these 3 books, and these are actually the last 3 books that I have read so far of my 25 for 2025, so whoops. But it is the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Kerri Maniscalco. I've had these on my shelf for a long time as well. I was like, I need to get around to them. So this is partly, a lot of these books were put on my 25 for 2025 because they have been on my TBR for a long time, whether that's physical or ebook. So I was like, I'm going to do that to try and like take some of them off my shelves. So these 3 were put on there. As the books progressed, I got into them more and more. I really, really did. So Kingdom of the Wicked, I've rated 3.5 stars. It's really good build up to the characters, Amelia and then Wrath, and what happens there, and going down to hell and all that stuff. So it was really good character building, world building, story building. Then Kingdom of the Cursed, I rated 4.25. We got to see a relationship develop. I think we did in the back end of this one, and then it really developed in this one. And just her trying to realise who she is and her past, and Wrath helping and trying to figure out the issues down in hell and learning about his brothers and all the princes of hell, whatever. I don't know, it was just really interesting how they all have very, obviously they're all different characters. We've got Wrath, we've got Envy, Gluttony, etc. And it was really good how she wrote those characters to represent those clearly. So I enjoyed that. So that was a 4.25. And then Kingdom of the Feared, I actually rated 4.75. It got really, really good here. I just then loved Tristan. Gosh, that's scarred. Wrath and Amelia. I just loved their relationship and how they just became just the best couple. Wrath is amazing, love him, might be in my top 10 book boyfriends. I will be doing a video actually on my top 10 book boyfriends because I keep seeing people do them. So as soon as I figure all that out and the reasons why they're in my top 10, I will be bringing that out soon. But Wrath might be on there, we will see. So yeah, it's a really, really good series. I really enjoyed this. Again, I've seen people either love or hate it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I recommend everyone read it. I do have Throne of the Fallen on my shelf to read next, and one of my book group people has actually started reading it, and she said that she pretty much was in a chokehold in the first 3 pages of Throne of the Fallen. So I think I need to read that soon. Watch out for this space whether I do read it or not. So they were the sort of last 3 on my 25 for 2025. Yeah, not many. I really need to get to reading some of the others. Some of the others on my list, so I will read them out, is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. So that's the Carissa Broadbent Crowns of Nyaxia series. For some reason, my brain wanted to say Clowns of Nyaxia, and I was like, it's not a clown, it's a crown. Crown of Nyaxia. Spark of the Everflame, that is on my shelf, as well as books 2 and 3, even though I've not read book 1, but we'll just brush over that. I'm highly anticipating that that's going to be really, really good. I keep seeing a lot of people rave about it, so I am excited to get round to it. I think I'm kind of waiting for it to get closer to either a release date of the 4th and final book before I start reading it, so we'll see if that comes about before the end of the year. If not, it might be rolling over into 2026, but we'll see. From Blood and Ash, I don't know why I put that on there, because I do want to make sure I can get my hand on all of the books. Except Kingdom of Flesh and Fire? All the rest I've bought second hand because they are so expensive in the UK. So we'll see what happens, whether I will get around to that this year. I probably should start reading it before I keep buying all of them, because it's a long series, because there's like 2 series that overlap, isn't there? So we'll see on that one. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Now that one is a book that I know isn't my usual genre, which is probably why I have not yet read it. I was thinking it was going to be a really good sort of in-between book, but now I know that there's more books, and if I really enjoyed it, then I'll have to buy the rest. So we shall see. I'll get round to it at some point, I'm sure. Now this next one has been on my shelf for a long, long time, and it's These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. At the time of buying it, I kept seeing people enjoy it. Now I'm seeing more and more people not like it, I think. So we'll see what happens. If I do enjoy it, I will buy the next ones, but we shall see. I should probably get around to reading it very, very soon though, because it's been on my shelf for at least 2 years maybe. The next one is The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. Definitely a highly anticipated read. I don't own it, which is why I have not yet read it. I will buy the physical copy at some point, potentially when I finally get around to doing a London haul video, because the Waterstones in London is the biggest one in Europe, and they have a bigger selection of romantasy there, at least from all the Waterstones I've visited so far. It has been the best, and I do have £90 of points to spend, so I could do some pretty good haulage. So yeah, that one I do want to read. The next one is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. I do have that book on my shelf. That hasn't been on my shelf for too long. That is a book I have purchased this year. So I'm not necessarily in a rush to have to read it, but I want to read it because, again, I keep seeing really good stuff and people love it, so I want to get round to it. Plus, I just love the series. The books are all just like different colours. So book 1 is gold, and then we've got a red book, a blue book, and a green book, and they're just so vibrant. And I think that will bring some nice colour to my shelves. The next ones are The Hurricane Wars and Monsoon Rising by Tia Guanzon. I think that's how you say it. I need to read these books. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not a completed series, so again, that's probably what's stopping me from reading them, because I'm trying to finish series up before I start reading more, which is why I was really annoyed that What Sleeps Within the Cove wasn't the final book, because I thought, oh, I'm going to have another series wrapped up. No, I'm not. But I'm trying to finish off series before I get into another one, or wait for that series to be finished and then start reading it. But I do need to read those two. I have a beautiful copy of The Monsoon Rising. It's sprayed edged, beautiful design. The Hurricane Wars I just got as a standard copy because I bought it secondhand. But the Monsoon Rising, oh, it's stunning. I love it. Now, the next series is actually one I will be starting very, very soon. I'm currently doing a reread of Throne of Glass because my book club are reading it now, so I thought, do you know what, I've been missing this series, I've been missing this story, I keep thinking about it, it's literally on my mind every single day, so I'm going to read it with them. But we are trying to get to the point of doing the tandem read about the same time, so I need to read this one and then I've got to wait. So yeah, I'm doing that at the moment, but this one I will be reading next, I'm pretty sure, and that is the Plated Prisoner series, so Guild #1 by Raven Kennedy. Because again, I keep hearing amazing things, and I've slowly bought books 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I have 6 of them, and I have not read one. That's how hopeful I am that this series is going to be amazing. so better be. The next one, again, is a series that I should get around to reading this year because it is a completed series, and that is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. I have read a couple of her books and absolutely love her writing, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this series. It's the Hades and Persephone, and then is it just the Hades series? So they kind of overlap again. I've got to figure out what order they kind of read in because I'm really confused. Please comment below what order I need to read them in because I have no idea and I'm getting so confused. Next one is A Fate Inked in Blood. Had that on my shelf for a little while. I need to read that one as well. Is it a completed series? I don't remember. Or is it a duology? I don't remember, but I do need to get around to that at some point. When the Moon Hatched, again, I haven't read it because I know that more books are going to be coming out, so it's just going to be sat on my shelf for a little while longer, I think. It has been on my shelf for a long time already. I'm pretty sure I have, the hardback copy as well, so it's just been sat there for a long time. Next one is another Jennifer L. Armentrout that has been on my shelf for a long time, and that's Fall of Ruin and Wrath. Again, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a series, which is why I have not picked it up yet, but I keep hearing about a bath scene, and I'm just like, what is this bath scene? I don't know. But I'm just trying to be logical and just finish off some series first. Next one is The Coven by Harper L. Woods. As I mentioned before, I do want to read that one. I did almost pick it up and I can't remember why I didn't. I don't know. But paperbacks, I'm just going to wait for some of these as well to be in paperback, even though most of them I already have in hardback, because in the long run, cheaper. And lastly, I do have books 1 to 3 so far on my shelf for this series, but it's Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. I am currently listening to her like Rhapsodic and then Dark Harmony. Can't remember book 2, but I have been listening to those on Audible and I like her writing. Her writing's good, so I've got high hopes for Pestilence being really good. So yeah, they are the books that I have yet to read. And some of those can definitely be done because they are completed, so I should really get round to them. I think if there's any that I don't read this year, I will carry them on into 2026 because they are on there for a reason. And if I don't do it this year, I'm going to move them along. Simples. So I hope you enjoyed that video. We're not going very well with my 2025. But we'll get there. We'll see what happens. I'll check in again, I'm sure, December time before the year is out to see how well I've done. But yeah, they're my books, read and to be read. So let me know if you've read any of those and which ones would you recommend I read soon because you loved them, whatever. Again, ratings for the books I have read if you enjoyed them, and let me know if you know what order I should read Touch of Darkness, etc. in because I don't know. That'll be helpful. Actually, now I'm saying it, I think my book pal sent me the list. I think she did. But comment below as well because I'll have to scroll back a long way to find that because I don't think I saved it anywhere because Logical Dannii wasn't working that day. So please let me know. Until the next video, I'll see you again soon. Bye!